yesterday's chapter number 8, that is Introduction to Economics. So what we have studied in the previous session, in the yesterday session, we are going to revise it. Yes, at the very first, we have studied about the word economy. Yes, the word economics comes from the Greek word that is known as oikonomia. Yes, and which means what? Family management. You just have to keep in mind that economics and family management. Economics means family management. This is the and economics is the Greek word, and it in the Greek meaning it is known as oikonomia. Okay, and here there is a similarity between family management and economics. Yes, why they have said here there is a similarity, as we have understood that from economics we are able to understand that how to use time, how to use money, how to use labor and land effectively. So we are satisfying our various types of needs. Yes, if we want to satisfy our needs, then we have to think about our income and expenditure. We have to manage it properly. That is, in a simple words, we have to economically, we have to manage our income as well as expenditure also. And after that, then we have moved. Yes. Then, after getting into the meaning and definition of the economics, today we'll learn about the types of economy. There are three types of economy: capitalistic, socialistic, and mixed economy, which you can see on your screen. On the global level, there are three types. So here in this chapter they have said, see, as we manage our family, yes, similarly villages, cities, state, countries and world, they also they also have a need to have a economic management. As we are doing our family management, the same the country also needs to do the management. Then geographically speaking, student, the you can see the various productions you can see. Yes, and various enterprises also, it's there. It is related to the production, distribution and consumption of goods and services. That is known as an economy of a specific region. So on the global level, there are three types of economics. First is capitalistic, second socialistic, and third is mixed economy. So one by one, we are going to learn it in detail and with examples also. Yes, the first type of economy is capitalistic economy. In this, the word itself only tells us about the capital. Yes, now here each and every country, according to the geographical region, we will see it's have own benefit, students. Yes, in capitalistic, see the first point here, point wise we will see it to it. First one, ownership and management of means of production is in the hands of private individuals. Second point is about main aim is to earn maximum profit. Germany, Japan, the USA have adopted such type of economy. So these Germany, Japan, USA, they are the examples of capitalistic economy. Now what it tells us, in this type of economy, you have to, if just think it about, you and me are the businessman over here. Yes, now here we are producing whatever we want to. Yes, whatever product we want to produce, we are ready to producting the production, as it depends upon the government rules and regulations. Some rules we have to follow when we are producing any product over there. Then what if whatever price we wanted to put on that product, we can do it, because in this capitalistic economy, maximum aim is to gain profit, is to gain only money. So if any product is being producing production, if that product is being producing, it's in our own hand that whatever price we want to put, we can put. But some rules and regulation governments we have to follow. That is known as capitalistic economy. In the word itself only, student, we can gain. Yes, capital. Capital means what? Money, profit. Huh? So in the word only, try to find the definition, meaning. Yes, this is this type of technique you can use. Then, and second point, it tells main aim. They only focus on the profit only. They never think about that. Yes, this public, they will like this product or not. Then is it quality is good? Yes, they think about the quality, but not. Their main focus is only on the money. Yes. Then here only the means of as we have discussed about the farming also. Yes, in the farming, the crops which are being this done in the agricultural field, the farmer will decide that what is the this what is the price of that product. Yes, then you or me are the owner of the factory. Yes, the owner has the full authority. Yes, owner has the full authority to supply supply the goods and the production. Owner will control it. Yes, owner has all the authority to control the production, to give the goods. In India, for example, I'll tell you the example, students. In India, Reliance, Tata, Birla, these are the private companies over there. Yes, they they are they only run all the their rules and regulation. They only think about it, and they are the owner of that. Means they are in their own world only. But in case of America, the major industries are controlled by private individuals. Yes, this is the correct example of capitalistic economy. What I am saying here, in the case of America, the major industries are controlled by private individuals. Yes, then and in the America also, the industries which are run by private peoples, less number of industries are run by government. Means in the capitalistic, what we have understood here, that most of the companies are run by private, and less number of governments, uh, less number of government industries you all can see over there in the capitalistic economy. So this is the correct example of the capitalistic economy: Germany, Japan, and USA. These three countries, they have adopted this type of economy, that is capitalistic economy. When we are learning about this capitalistic, you have to keep two words in your mind, students. Word capital, and second is private. These two words, keep it in your mind, then you will be able to write answer in your own words. Yes, capital means money, and all the industries which are run by private individuals only. Yes, and there is less number of government industries in this economy. So this was about our first capitalistic economy we have done over here. Then the second one. Yes. Let's move on to the second type of economy, that is socialistic economy. Yes. See the first point over here. First point is, it tells us about the means of production belong to the society as a whole, that is the government's control. Main aim is to achieve social welfare. China and Russia have adopted socialistic type of economy. China and Russia. So in this is the, you can say, the very opposite to the capitalistic economy. Yes, this is the very opposite one over here. Now in this economy, we the production, it belongs to the society only. Yes, and everything in whose control it is, government is controlling in this type of economy. And their main aim is what? Social welfare. Means only for the society. And it's good for society only. Yes, the poor peoples, they are, it is very good for the peoples which are there in the society, because this type of economy is done only for the people. Yes, and here this now in this type of economics, student, here we do not have any choice over it. We do not have a choice over it, because here the owner is government or a state, you can say. And in any region, the land or industry, if the land is available over there, then it has a, who will control it? Government will control the land over there, and they will work only for the society. Yes, means the peoples which are there in the country over there. And one more thing, in this type of economy, we doesn't have a choice over there. For example, here, listen the example, student. If there is only one company of mobile, and we all are purchasing, and we all want to purchase the mobile over there, but because of only in that country, because only one company of mobile is being manufactured over there, so there we doesn't have a choice over there. See, nowadays, if you want to get the new mobile over there, we have various types of options. Yes, that Apple, this MI company, Samsung, all this type of companies of mobile are available over here. Yes, but in some other countries, students, there is a, if there is a socialistic economy, we doesn't have a choice. For example, in this in Russia, as they have adopted the economy over there. As in Russia, only this Samsung company is being manufactured over there, and there is no choice at all. We have to take it only Samsung company's mobile only. So in this type of socialistic, it happens over there. There is no choice at all, because only the one company is being the production is being manufactured over there. So this was about the socialistic economy. Then third is mixed economy. It's a very easy, student. Mixed economy. Mixed means what? Mixed means here we have to understand, before getting into the definition, as we want to make a very a very delicious dish over there, we all types of ingredients we mix, students. Yes, then only we will get the taste of that dish is very delicious, tasty. Yes, why it is tasty? Because when because when we are putting the ingredients over there into it, in that dish, so that's why there is a mixture of all the types of there in that particular dish. This was the example of mixed economy. So let's focus it to the points which they have given here. See here, first point, coexistence of private and public sectors. Yes, means what here they have said here, that coexistence means both the sectors are available in the mixed economy, private also as well as public also. Then the mixed economy will run smoothly over there. There is a balance between profit and social welfare is made over there. Example in India, yes, India, Sweden, UK have adopted this type of system. See student, for your exam also, this on mixed economy, there is a repeated question. You have to mark it as important. India's economy is of mixed type. Why? Explain, give reason. So listen carefully why it is in India, why mixed economy is important over there. So what it is, mixed economy means what both private as well as public sectors are coexistent in it is known as mixed economy. Now private sector means what? Private sector means like a, think like a businessman. Is businessman, they run their own companies over there privately, their own rules and regulation. That is known as private sector, means like a businessman. And public sector means what, like a government, means the government, they think only for the social welfare, only about the society. That is the, for the public sector. Public sector, government looks after public sector. Yes, and the private sector, they only earn the money over there, and various facilities also they give us. Then, so there are government companies as well as private companies in our India. Yes, for example, airlines in India. Yes, Air India, that is a government of India, that is public sector. Air India, it's a government of India, but it works for public sector. Yes, we can travel from one place to other, one country to other country. Then Indigo, SpiceJet, all this Indigo and SpiceJet, this airlines company, they are the private owned by a businessman over there. So in India, what we, which type of economy is there? Mixed economy, private also as well as public sector also. One more example here I would like to tell you about the mixed economy. That is in India, the railways, you can see the Indian railways, it controls by the government and it works for public sector. Yes, this is, was the example of mixed economy. Yes, I hope you all have understood about this, all the three types of economy. Yes, for your exam also, they'll ask you about the difference between any two type of economy. So be ready for it and study. With the word only, you will be able to write it in your own words. Yes, first was what? Capitalistic. Second was about the socialistic. And third is mixed economy. So try to find the meaning in the word itself. Yes, first was what? Just now I told you, capitalistic. Two words you have to keep it in your mind. Capital, money, and the private individuals. Second was about the socialistic. They only work for society, and who controls it? Government controls it. Private as well. Yes, the next slide here. One second. Huh? The next slide is about, just now we have learned about the types of economy. Then next is about the factors affecting an economy. Yes, there are few factors that affects our economy. You can see the image on your screen. The first one is about the geographical area and natural resources. Yes, as due to the this geographical according to the geographical world student, the different types of resources, natural resources you can see over there. There is a, it affects our economy. Yes, and the next is about the first one, geographical area and natural resources. Natural resources means like land, trees, water. We should manage this properly, and then only our country will be developed over there. Yes, if a particular land is there near to the river, then it should be utilized very properly. Then only it this natural resources, it will be in a very useful way. The second is about the population. We have to think about the population also. According to the population, various types of facilities are being developed over there. Then next is occupations. Occupations, as we can see, there are different types of occupation. Less like teachers, doctors, farmers, laborers. All this type of occupations also, it affects our an economy. This was about the few points you have to consider when we are studying about the factors affecting an economy. Next is about this is about do you know. Here you can see Adam Smith is known as the father of economy. Please mark this as a star over here. For 1 mark, filling the blank student. Dash is known as the father of economy. You have to write the Adam Smith. In his book Wealth of Nations, published in 1976, he has defined economics as the science of wealth. He has written a separate book over there. In the book, he has mentioned, he has defined over there that the economics is the science of wealth over there. This is the uh, GK type question, student, for this chapter. Then yes, now this very important points you have to consider. The 3 points you can see on your screen. Yes, the first point, economics is an important social subject. We use economics on a very large scale in agricultural, trade, finance, administration, law, and in our daily life also. Economics hold a paramount importance in the social development of humans. Now here new word you can see on your screen, that is paramount. Paramount means what? It is a very important, or you can say the greatest important, prime important, that is known as paramount importance. It is paramount means what? Once again I am repeating, prime importance. Prime, or you can take another word also, greatest over there. This is known as the paramount. Then here these 3 points you have to keep it in your mind. It's very important. As they have said here that we want to develop our country. Yes, we have to manage our country's economy in a very good way. Then we should properly manage whatever the resources are available in our country. If the available resources, just now I told you there are natural resources, land, trees, water. If we manage it properly, then our country's economy will be in good condition. And all the benefits which we are getting it, yes, from the government, that it will be very beneficial for the poor as well as all the peoples they are in the country over there. Then we can say that in our country the management of economy is been going on in a proper condition. So with this point, 3 points, what we have understood that economy is an important social subject. Yes, it is being considered in a society only. It is only for the social welfare. And when we use the economics on a very large scale in agriculture, trade, finance, administration, law, and in our daily life, in our daily life, we cannot think of a life without economics. In each and every part of our life, we are dealing with the word economics. Yes, whichever field you take, students, you have to consider the word economics. Yes, then third point they explains you about there is a very great importance in the social development of human. Just now I told you, if available resources we are planning it very properly, that time all the benefits which we are getting it from that land or any natural resources, we are beneficial for that. We the society of the people are very beneficial for using that natural resources. So economics is a very prime importance in the social development of humans. Next, yes, the this is the last point of this chapter, student. That is the globalization of the economy. Point wise, we will learn it in detail. Then let's study first. Let's listen carefully, student. Before getting it to the topics, I would like to tell you what is globalization first. Yes, globalization means what? Whenever let's think about any brand. Yes, a brand which can see in the whole world, that is known as the global brand. Yes, what is global brand over there? A for a very, take any brand and which we can see, which is very available in all in the whole world, that is known as global brand. For example, Coca-Cola. Yes, Coca-Cola, it's a drink over there. Yes, soft drink, as it gets in the whole world. Yes, this is the Coca-Cola brand, you can say. It is the example of global brand. More examples also you can see: Nike shoes, Mercedes car, McDonald's. All these brands we can see in the whole world. That is known as global brand. Then, so we have talked about all these brands over there which are available in the world. So that is known as the globalization of the economy. Yes, then see the first point here. First point, first point. The recent economic policies are taking the economy towards the globalization. So here what they have said here, in the entire world has become market over there. Yes, nowadays online market, we can easily purchase goods. Yes, through the online process. For example, Apple phones are being are being produced and manufactured in the whole world. That is known as the globalization of the economy. So, due to this recent economic policies, e- each and every product is being manufactured to the whole world over there. Second point, globalization means what? Building a world economy. Yes, globalization means building a world economy. Then, third point, world economy is a borderless economy in which natural resources, profit, services, capital, labor, and technology flow freely across the borders of the country. Sir,
Yes, teacher.
so my screen is visible, na?
Yes, teacher.
And my voice also, na? Audible, na?
Yeah.
I thought that, okay. Sorry, students. We were studying about the third point over here. Here in this, what they have said here, in this, the world, they are talking about the borderless economy over there. Yes, there is a very freely across, means there is no physical border we can see in this globalization of the economy. When we are transporting goods and services, we can easily send it to the one place to the other place, and there is no restrictions in between. Example, I can purchase the goods. Yes, example, telling your students example that I am taking the goods, I'm purchasing the goods from one country to other country, so easily it can be done through this world economy, which is borderless economy. Yes, and what we have here, they have said here about the freely across the freely across the borders of the country. Why it has, how it has been done? Because of the latest technology, and there is a very free flow. There is no restriction, no physical border we can see when we are sending the products over there and when we are purchasing the product. Then here they have said here, uh, and in the different parts of product also, from North America or Africa. Yes, capital is given from some other countries. Yes, that means the money. Product is producing, product is being produced in another country. So this movement of goods and services, this is known as the global economy. Yes, fourth point tells us about the fourth point tells us about globalization. Globalization means aligning the country's economy with the world economy. Yes. Now here, aligning means what? Joining. Here the globalization, it joins the country's economy with the world economy. Here what they have said here. Here what we have said. So we are nowadays we are connected when we are linking, when we are joining the country's economy to the world economy, that is known as the globalization. So here we have connected towards the world, otherwise you are the out of the race, students. If we are thinking about the business, like a businessman, we have to be we have to connect country's income as well as with the world's economy also. This is the this is about the globalization. Then the last point they tells us about the there is a free trade, and all restrictions on investments are set aside. Here, fourth point, there is a free trade and all the restrictions on investment are set aside. Now, there is a dream over there for this trading systems over there in the country, students. Here, what is free trade? Free trade means what? There is no existence in the world. Yes, as we are doing import and export, and there is some duty over there. There is some rules over there for the import and export. Here, what they have said here, that it is a dream of the World Trade Organization that there should be free trade. Means without any restrictions, there should be easily goods can be transported, um, can be done import and export in a very easy way. That is known as the free trade. Means that is the trade which is done freely without any restrictions. Yes, then whatever we want to purchase or whatever we want to sell the product easily can be done through free trade. But it is just it it is the dream of the World Trade Organization. They have explained over here. Then after that, next is about the functions of economy. Just now we have studied about what? About the this globalization of the economy. The next point is about the functions of economy. Every country has a different economy. Nevertheless, the main functions of economy are similar. Some of the main functions of economy are as follows. So the first point of the main functions of economy is deciding the product and quantity of its production. Here, now see, let's everybody think about like a businessman over here. Yes, as we are producing the product, whichever product you like, think about that you are producing it. Yes, now we have we have a capital in our hand, we have a particular amount of money in our hand, and we are thinking about the product. Yes, which product we are going to build, we are going to produce now. Yes, there is a big question over there. Yes, then this for this type of the question which is being arised over there, the question this is arise that which product now I'll be producing. That time for this answer is what? There is demand. You can see their product, how much demand is there for that product, what is the demand of the society. You will start thinking about the how the which product the society wants, then you will do the production of that a particular product. Yes, for example, in the current situation, only take students. See, in this pandemic situation of this coronavirus, all are buying gloves, masks, sanitizer, and this hand wash. Yes, there is a very demand over there. Then in today's demand of this world is what about the protection from the coronavirus. So why they what they are buying? Mask, sanitizer, gloves. Yes, this is the demand of the society. So first point it tells us about the deciding the product and quantity of the product. The second, what they have said here, quantity. They have said here about the quantity. This one. First was you have to think about you have to decide the product, and second is the quantity. Now here how the product should be made, how much we will sell that particular product. Yes, but we have to see the population of the country also. Yes, there is a demand for the society. Yes, but we have to see the population. That according to that, the product's quantity will be produced over there. If the population is less, then there is no use to make more product. Yes, this also we have to think. Then second point is it tells us about minimize the production cost as much as possible. Yes, firstly, when our product is being launched in the society, we have to minimize, we have to, the rate of that product should be less as much as we can do it. Yes, then next Next point is about the distribution of national income according to social and economic justice. Yes, in a country, student, it should not be like that poor peoples are poorer only and rich people are being richer for the life. This should not be happened over there. There should be justice among all the social, all from there should be justice from all the peoples over there which they are in the society. Yes, everyone should get the opportunity for developing their life. Yes, means here what they have said there, if we are producing the product over there, we should think about the society, about the social welfare, then start producing, start manufacturing the product. Then here, next point they have explained here, making appropriate provisions for the economic needs of future. Yes, whenever we are doing uh, any new thing, any new business, we have your plan A, B, C should be ready. You should plan, our proper planning should be done. Pre-planning and post-planning also. This was the main function of the of an economy. Last is about deciding for whom the goods will be produced. Yes, last is you have to decide why, for whom we are making the goods. We are making the goods for the peoples. Yes, we are making the goods for the society only. Yes, for the people, those who are in the society. Firstly, we should think about the product and for whom we are going to produce. So for example, here suppose a poor people, they are being they are they are dying because of the lack of food over there. Then we have to think about the product, like packaged food should be given and should be given to the poor people. So according to the population, decide the goods production to whom we are going to give. So this was about the functions of an economy. The last point tells us about, thus an economy strives to create a balance between limited resources and unlimited needs. Now for this example, I would like to give a very simple example, student. Example, water. Let's take a water, a natural resources over there. In various types of water is very useful, students. Yes, we are using water in a very useful way. Yes, we are for the irrigation purpose, we are using household work for the companies, farmers, hostel, in the hostels, factories. There is a demand for the water everywhere over there. Yes, but it's in our hand over there. For the water, there is a unlimited needs, but the resources which we have to use in a very limited way. Yes, when we are washing the utensils in the house, student, we have to see at a in a limited water only, try to clean the utensil. They have said here in this economy that there should be balance between limited resources and unlimited needs. ऐसा नहीं है कि too much you can see too much water is there available in our house and the tab is open continuously, it is open. This should not be happened over there. Here they have explained there should be the balance between these two things. Yes, just now we have done this lesson about the introduction to economics. Yes, now quickly we are going to revise what we have studied. Yes. The first, there are some questions I told you just now, a very important one over here. They are the repeated one, student. You can take the screenshot. Economy begins at home. Yes. At the very first of the lesson only, there was a activity over there. Yes. The economy begins at the home means what? That you need to improve your own economic condition before thinking about changing something. Firstly, if you want to balance our own economy, we have to start it from our home. Yes, if we are not financially stable, then you will never be able to help other people as well as in terms of finance. You can only be able to provide emotional support to them. So here what they have said, firstly, you improve your own family economy, then be stable, you be stable financially, you be stable with lot of money, then you will be able to help other people. This was the first question. Second, see student, we are revising the chapter with a few question and answers. Yes. Second, yes, this I told you all, this is a very important question student. India's economy is of mixed economy, mixed type. Just now I said you all before that India's economy is considered to be the mixed economy. Why? Because public as well as private sector, they exist in the market. Yes, public and private sector are the basis of the Indian economy. This was the second question, the very important one. Then, yes, for 1 mark question, here you can see on your screen, to which economic factor is the management of individual or family finances related? Yes, there is an economic factor between management of individual or family. So, which factor, economic factor? Income and expenditure. It is important factor in the management of individual and family. From which Greek word is the term economics derived? Yes, it is a Greek word, that is oikonomia, this type. Next, in the capitalistic economy, to whom does the ownership and management of means of production belong? Yes, means in the capitalistic economy, whom does this ownership belongs? Only the private individuals. Then next is about, what do you mean by globalization? Yes, please take the screenshot and study all the questions which we have done just now. Yes, then yes. Now it's time to evaluate what we have studied in today's session. Yes, this is a you have to solve it, student. There is a circle. Yes, in the circle you can see there are the question marks over there, and few, only the 1 point is given over there. Yes, management in private hands. India, Sweden, and United Kingdom achieving social welfare. So you have to fill up one by one, which is given up, which is the main economy. First, you have to write it in that, and you have to solve it. Rest of the things. Next is this. It's a very interesting part. You consider that income and expenditure of your family. You have to maintain your one monthly. What is the monthly income and how much you are expending? Yes, how much your expenditure it is. You make an account sheet for your understanding, as well as you will able to understand this chapter also. Yes. So thank you, students. I hope you all have understood this lesson, chapter number 8, Introduction to Economics. Yes, whatever I ask you all to do, please solve it. You will be able to understand in a very better way.